Hey guys, Ivan here at ivanmana.com, and in this video I want to show you how to promote ClickBank products using GrooveFunnels, which is this new landing page slash funnel builder. Now this product is still in beta, so I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you how incredible it is, because it is pretty buggy. Some things don't work that they say should. The support isn't there. However, as I said, it is in beta, so hopefully they fix all these things soon. And it is completely free. Okay, so this is 100% free. In the previous video, I showed you how to promote ClickBank products with GetResponse, where you have to pay at least $20 a month. For those of you that prefer the free method, even if it is super buggy, I will show you how to do it here. Now, if you are looking for something that works 100% and you're ready to invest at least $20 a month, I'll put the links to the videos below where I show you how to promote ClickBank products using GetResponse and using Unbounce, okay? So check those out. Those work 100%. They're flawless. Here, we will have to go through a few kind of workarounds to make things work. So what I want to cover in this video is, let's first select a ClickBank product. We're then going to create a landing page and a thank you page. We're going to set up tracking. For those of you that watched my other videos and followed me for 4 years now, you know how incredibly important tracking is. And then we're going to create a welcome email. Everything is going to be in Groove pages or GrooveFunnels, and I will show you how to do it if you want to integrate it with another autoresponder, or if you want to use a custom form that they have here in GrooveFunnels. I will show you how to do all that here. Before we dive into it, guys, make sure to hit like and subscribe if you enjoy these type of tutorial videos. Also, hit the notification bell icon so you get notified when I release new videos just like this. Also, let me know in the comments below if you already tried GrooveFunnels yet or not. Like I said, it is completely free. It is in beta. If you haven't tried it, feel free to do so using my affiliate link at go.ivanmana.com/GrooveFunnels. And you can follow along with me here. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. The first thing we have to do is obviously select our ClickBank product. We can't create a landing page without knowing what we're gonna create it on. So head over to your ClickBank account, head over to Marketplace, and over here you can select any product. You know, I'm gonna show you the steps in selecting a product, building a landing page. It doesn't matter what you pick, but let's go ahead and select this magnifying glass so we can sort all the products by popularity. And here it says by rank, but usually it's the most popular products that are at the top. So we can go here. So we did promote, I believe, Resurge. We did that. We promoted Proven, I think. We promoted Top Tinnitus offer. So we did a bunch of these in the other videos. If you want to, check those out, I'll put the links in the description. I don't think we did diabetes though. Correct me if I'm wrong. So let's go ahead and do diabetes here again. So let's just look at the page first and see if this page is okay. Okay, so this looks good. So what we could do is create a landing page saying, hey, free video reveals the green veggie that causes type 2 in millions and how you can avoid it, or whatever. And we can send them to a thank you page, which then links to this video, okay? We will be doing a thank you page just so we can add tracking pixels there, so we can see how many people signed up, how many people opted in. This page looks okay, we can use that. But what I always tell you guys to do is to look at the affiliate page. So let's go to the affiliate page and let's just take a look and see what the rules are, okay? We have to see if we're even allowed to promote this anywhere, promote it on Google or Facebook or wherever you want it to. So it looks like Facebook you can. So we're looking for terms and conditions. Remember, again, that's always the thing you want to look at first. So we want to look at, I haven't done this offer yet, so I'm completely new here. So terms and conditions, I don't think that's going to be it. It looks like this is the terms and conditions for the actual product, not for affiliates. So if they don't have anything like that, you should be pretty much good to go to just promote it. Yeah, so over here looks like you can promote it here. So what we're going to do is, my favorite method is Google. Okay, so this is on you to check if whatever you're promoting is allowed. It's on you. So I'm going to do Control F and I'm going to type in Google. And I'm going to see if they say anything about Google. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Let's see PPC, as in pay-per-click. Yeah, let's type in Bing. Okay, so we're gonna see if they have anything. Nothing. Okay, so it doesn't look like they have anything. So if you're doing something out of the ordinary, I don't even have any ideas what you would be doing, something completely crazy. You might want to send these guys an email, a message, and just confirm here. So send these guys a message saying, hey, I want to do this, this, this. Am I allowed to do that? Or send me your send me your terms and conditions. Like over here, it says affiliates are not permitted to send traffic directly to the discount page, okay? So you cannot do that. So we have to send traffic straight to our affiliate link. So let's see what that looks like. We're going to generate hop link. We're going to copy this link. We can close out of that. And let's paste it here. Okay, so this is what our page looks like. Totally fine. Yeah, okay. So that's fine. So let's promote this. So we have our affiliate link. Now, that's step one. We selected a product. We read through their page, and it looks like they don't have anything. You know, they're not explicitly saying, hey, you're not allowed to promote on Google. You're not allowed to use PPC, anything like that. So we should be good. But again, this is on you to check. Yeah, so they're really mostly focused on Facebook. Yeah. So, but it's on you guys to check if you're allowed to promote wherever you want to. So now let's actually create our landing page, okay? So again, if you haven't signed up for GrooveFunnels yet, I'll put my link in the description below. Again, it is still in beta, okay? So it's not complete. It might be a bit buggy, but I will show you the process here in this video. Once you sign up for your free account, you'll see kind of all these options here on the left, kind of like ClickFunnels, where you have, you know, you have the mail, you have your affiliate dashboard, you have your funnels that you can create. So what we're gonna do is click on Groove Pages, and let's first create a landing and thank you page. And then we're gonna go ahead and set up our email autoresponder, or at least the welcome message. Autoresponder is a bit wonky here. You can create up to 3 sites on the free version. I already have 2. Obviously, you know, I had to play around with it, make sure it works. So let's click on New Site. And you have a bunch of different templates here. Sometimes it says premium, which means you have to pay for it, which means you have to upgrade. If I recall correctly, it's something like $1,400 to get like lifetime access to everything they have to offer here, unlimited funnels and all that. Double check me on that. I'm not 100% anymore. That's just something that I've seen based on some videos that I looked at. But yeah, where it says premium, you guys have to pay for it, okay? So if you go, for example, to opt-in page, right? Suppose we want opt-in, all of these are premium. So we can't use that. So let's go to free, and let's only look for free landing pages, and then we can just go in and we can change it. If you guys want a video on how to build a page completely from scratch with no template, let me know in the comments below. I did already create videos on how to create a landing page completely from scratch with GetResponse, Unbounce, ClickFunnels, and Thrive themes, okay? So if you're interested in any of those builders, check them out. I'll put some links in the description. But for the purpose of this video, let's just use a template because it's easier. So let's go ahead and we can preview this, or we could just select it and just go with it. So our product here is Diabetes Freedom. So we're gonna name that for our site, and let's click Start Building. And for those of you that have used lead pages, the layout here is pretty similar to lead pages. You have all these kind of options here, funnels, pages. Well, they don't have funnels, but they have pages, they have elements, blocks. So if you're familiar with lead pages, this might make a little more sense to you. So let's suppose this is our landing page, and so our goal is we want to tell people, hey, sign up here to get your free video. That's what we want to say, right? So we're gonna adjust the headline a little bit. We're gonna maybe add an image, maybe. Don't have to. So let's remove this image. This definitely doesn't fit here. I don't like that image. And in fact, we can probably remove this whole container because we don't want it in 2 columns. We can, but for the purpose of this video, I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna close out, delete this entire kind of section there, and we're just gonna add a new one, okay? So let's start from top to bottom. So we deleted that, and we're just gonna work our way down. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not cutting anything, guys. Let's quickly add a container so it doesn't look as empty. So you have these designated blocks you can add. Like these are basically pre-filled sections. So if I drag this here, it's gonna look just like that, right? And if I drag this, it's gonna have the image in the background, all that. Now, if you want something, if you want to start from scratch, you have to go to wireframes, click on empty, and then select an empty container. So we're gonna drag that here, right underneath. Wait for that little animation there. And here we can also add, so we've added that. It's like a section. Those of you that are familiar with building pages that have followed me, you know you have to add the section first, then you have to add kind of the row, and then you add the element, okay? So we add all these. That just allows us a little bit more control. And then over here, we can go ahead and drag it down. So we can select it and then drag it down here, and then we have a bit more space, okay? So what we can do is let's add a headline here. So we can add headline 1. Okay, and then this is going to be our heading. And then we're going to add another column. So actually we can probably reduce this one a little bit. Can increase the size of that though. So here I'm selecting the section, and I want to increase the size of the section, but I don't want to increase the size of this container. Okay, so that's why I'm kind of selecting the section here and then selecting the specific row here. Okay, so getting a bit ahead of myself, let's first start with this. So let's go ahead and change this from simple landing page, and it looks like this isn't even a yeah, it looks like this is some logo or image. So this isn't even text, so we're gonna have to delete that and probably delete this. We don't need any of that. So the way I see it is, let's have our logo here at the top, and then we're not gonna have a button here because we want people to sign up, so we'll have a button in the middle of the page with an opt-in. So let's go ahead and just delete all that. And then over here we will have to delete this as well, just because that it looks like it's an image element. So let's go into elements and let's find paragraph, and we'll just add a text, and it looks like we can't drag it in there. So let's see if we can add a container first. Okay, so that's weird. So it looks like I don't even know how that, oh, because this is a nav bar. Yeah, this is a nav bar, so it's a bar by itself. So we're gonna have to delete this and just start from scratch. So let's go into blocks. We're gonna go to wireframes, let's select empty, and let's drag it here at the top. Then we're gonna go to elements, and let's add another container inside it here. And now we can go in and we can add paragraph, or we can add headline, whatever you guys want. We'll add this, and then let's say, so this is gonna be our, okay, so let's call this, so we probably shouldn't call it Diabetes Freedom because that's the actual name of the product. So we don't want to, you know, say that we are them. Usually it's against the affiliate terms of use. So we could say, let's say, Ultimate Diabetes Cure. And so now what we want to do is just select it, and we can increase the size here of the font. Or if we go to expert mode, we're going to select that option and go to text and just increase the size here. Like that. Either way is fine. And then you can select the weight here. So if you want to bold it, again, you can either select it here or here. I found the right side to always be more reliable in everything. If I select something on the left hand side, it usually gets reset. Again, it's just a bug, right? So the weight here, you can select, for example, bold. And let's select a font that makes it look like an actual logo. So we're saying that this is our logo. So not page default, maybe like Oswald, and like, oh, okay, looks like a logo, okay. And then that looks pretty good. So we don't want to increase the size of that column, but we do want to drag this maybe down a little bit. Or let's select that. Let's just add a little bit more size there. Maybe actually even like that. Okay. And let's increase, we want to increase a little bit of space from the top, right? So we're going to go ahead and drag, well, actually, no, we don't want to do that. So let's go ahead and click back. We don't want to do that. Instead, let's select this. We're going to go down, go into spacing. And we can add a little bit of padding here at the top. So we can maybe something like that, 0.5, okay? That looks okay. But let's select this entire section actually, and let's make it a specific color. So what we want to do ideally is make our page look similar to this one. So let's continue watching. So I'm not seeing any bar at the top here, so we don't have to really put anything, but let's suppose we add a little bit of color. So this one's more like, I guess, grayish. Maybe we can just do a little gray color. So we're gonna select background, we're gonna select color, and then we can make it, let's go here and let's select light grayish color. Maybe something like this is okay, just at least to differentiate, right? You guys can play around with this as you want. That looks fine to me, you know, a little bit of pink. And then over here, we want to increase that size a little bit. So when you increase, you see what I'm doing here is I'm dragging that. What you're doing is you're effectively changing the spacing. So for example, over here, if you go to Ultimate Diabetes, if I were to change this, right, observe what's going to happen. So if I'm going to change this, I'm going to increase more space here. It would increase the spacing. So if I reduce that, or sorry, if I reduce that from the top, there, see how it increased the space now to 7.5 from the top. So obviously we don't want that. But let's keep it at this. Okay, so this is our logo. So now what we want to do is we want to adjust the heading and say, hey, free video reveals, okay? So let's first write it out and then we're going to format it. And this looks a bit off to me, actually. Let's just increase the spacing a little bit more. So let's maybe make it 0.75, like that. That looks about centered, okay? So that looks pretty good. Now, one other thing you could do is if you go over here, sometimes under layout, you'll have the option to actually like center it, whether it's horizontally or diagonally. I found that this also wasn't always the case. Sometimes you were able to do that, sometimes not. Like in this case here, I'm selecting this kind of container. And if you go to layout, you're not able to select the option, but sometimes you can, and it just makes it easier. But that's okay. So let's start off with the headline. So we can make it bigger afterwards, but let's say, you know, free video reveals, right? As usual, free video reveals what? Let's say the green veggie. Free video reveals the green veggie that causes type 2 diabetes in millions and how you can avoid it or something. Okay, so just adding a little and, because people are saying, okay, so who cares about the green veggie? Okay, here's how it benefits me, is how I can avoid it. Something like that, okay? I'm just giving you guys an idea here. So don't go here and select center, because then once you change the size of the text or font of the text, whatever, it's gonna go back to default. So what you wanna do is instead select that and center it right here. Okay, that's gonna make it more permanent. And so now we can make it a little bit bigger. You can play around with the font size here. Normally changing the font size here is okay. So maybe we'll make it 40. And you know, this is too wide, so we do wanna kind of move it closer, like reduce the dimensions a bit. So what we can do is if we select it, we go to spacing. We wanna turn these two to auto. Okay, so we're gonna keep dragging them until they're auto. And well, that's just gonna center it actually. So might have to do it manually like this. So let's drag it, and then we want to move it. Okay, so instead of moving it, see how here we're going to move it? So you don't want to move that, okay? So let's go back. And the reason for that is it's going to cause issues on mobile. So ideally, just like if you recall with Thrive themes, you don't want to move kind of the whole section. What you want to do instead is select it and center it if you can. So here, like that, okay? And now this looks centered. So again, try not to drag it. So usually you would be like dragging it. You would be saying, okay, well, I want it more on the right-hand side. Don't do that. It's going to cause, oops, now let's go back again. Yeah, it's going to cause issues. So you always want to use, if you can, you always want to use this option here. Go to, well, now it's gone. Wait, where is it? Layout. Go to layout and then select that. Okay, so like what we did here. So you're going to select the section, layout, and center it. And you can also center it. Yeah, vertically, let's see, like that. Yeah, so either one, either way you play it is fine. And that looks okay. I don't like the font. Let's see if we can change it. Aside from these fonts, there are no other fonts. There's no Google fonts yet, so this is all you have to play with. I do like Lato. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that looks good. I don't like the fact that it's bolded already. Looks bold, right? Looks already bold. Let's make it normal. And then let's bold only a few things. So let's say free, we want to bold that. Free video reveals the green veggie that causes, well, over here they have this in red, right? So I kind of like that. So let's say, is that in red? Diabetes, yeah, so type 2 diabetes. So we can select this and we can bold it, and we're going to select this option, and let's make that maybe this color. Looks okay, right? I like the Lato. Looks okay so far. Maybe we want to move this off a little bit again, and looks like we can't select it. So if you can't select these options here anymore, we can over here, but we can't here. You can go ahead and play with the spacing. So you can add a bit more spacing here. So maybe let's remove the auto. So we'll do that. Deselect these. And still not allowing us. So see what I mean? Sometimes it kind of bugs out. That's why it's in beta. So we're not able to adjust the dimensions here as we did before. But what we can do is if we go to spacing, we can just do it manually. So we would go into margin and kind of increase margin a bit from the right, and then increase margin from this side as well. Or we can just select both of them, and we can do that. Okay, so that gives the same result as actually dragging it from the sides. So let's do that. And it looks like there's a bit too much space here, so let's reduce the space here. Yeah, so that's weird. So we can't even select. Let me drag that up like that. Yeah, so we can't select this one. Oh, wait, hold up here. No, yeah, so we'll just have to do it like that. That's okay for now. Oh, there it is. We got it, finally. Okay, so we can do that. So we can put this back in place. Yeah, as you can see, it's not super straightforward to work with, kind of a mess. And now this is gone, so we can't even adjust it. But that's okay, I guess, shows you guys everything that's included. So let's go ahead and save our work before we forget. And okay, so this looks good. Okay, let's just leave it at that. And now what we want to do is maybe we want to add a little text here. So let's go ahead and into elements. Let's add another container. So we want to do that. And then let's see if the options are available. Not yet. Okay, and then let's add a text element here. We'll go to paragraph and we will add it here. And let's just say, you know, enter, oops, let's say, enter your name and email below, and I'll send you your free video. Okay, so let's just say that. So again, we don't want to center it by selecting this. Instead, what we want to do is select this option here, go into, over here, center that, and then we want to increase the space right between them. So we're gonna drag it a little bit down, and automatically drags it too much. Something like that. Okay, so that looks okay. Let's see if we can select that. Nope. Yeah, so it doesn't let us do that yet. That's okay. So let's do one more container again, and now let's add our form. Or actually, okay, so if you're adding the Groove Mail form, you don't have to add the form fields here. Okay, so we're just going to be adding a field. So I'll show you what that is. But if you do want to add your own form, what you can do is add the container again. Then you're going to go down here and you're going to add an empty form. Okay, so we're going to drag this empty form here. And then inside this empty form, you're going to add your input field. So you're going to add this input field. And you can duplicate it. In this case, we'll just duplicate it. And then you can add the submit button. Then we'll add the submit button. And all of these, they have to be in this container. Okay, so make sure they are in the container for the form. Okay, they have to be in it so it works. So that when you go into the settings later on, yeah, so no, it's not. See, it has to say configure here. And yeah, looks like it's not. So let's go to configure. Yeah, here. So it has to give you this option for an integration. Okay, so in this case, it looks like the button is out of that. So we have to drag the button in there. We have to drag the button inside this form. So it looks a bit messy. Just make sure it's okay. Yeah, so we have to make sure the button is there. Okay, well, let's see. Hopefully that works. There, see, we almost got it. We want to add it right underneath there. Right underneath there. And it seems to, I mean, it works here. See, so when we add it here, it works good. Let's see if we can maybe drag this one above there. Okay. So this is what you do if you want to add, I guess that's okay. This is what you want to do if you want to add your, like an integration for an autoresponder. So we're going to select that. Let's add more spacing here. Let's add a bit more padding. Oops, see, not that one. We want to select this, and we can either drag it here or we can go by elements, or go by the spacing here. So we can do this. Let's select this one here. Nope, we want to select the whole thing. Let's make it a little bit smaller. Maybe something like this, and then we're gonna center it. And then this one, okay, so for the button, we do wanna increase the button size. It looks a bit too small. Increase that, and increase it like this. Okay, and then it seems to have moved. So let's move it back here, but we do wanna center them, right? So something like this. Let's center it first. We'll go into layout here, and we're gonna center them. Yeah, and so this one, let's see if we can move it now. I'm gonna select it here again. And it doesn't seem to, oh, there, almost got it. Doesn't seem to want to be added here. Okay, oh boy, now it's out of the container. Okay, so we do want to add it in the container. So see what I mean by buggy, and I don't think it's ready, to be honest, but you know, we'll do it anyway. There. Oh boy, okay, there you go. Now I think it's good, hopefully. Sheesh. Okay, so we're gonna select this, and let's try to center that. There you go. And then we're gonna select this. Let's see if we can center that. Nope. Again, what's going on, guys? Come on. So you would have to play around with it and just make it work. You have to drag it in this container. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and drag it inside here. So that's good. Okay, let's see if we can add another element, and let's see if we can add this custom form field inside here. So input field. We're gonna go ahead and take that and drag it right there. Okay, so that works now. So we can go ahead and delete this one, and then we have to take this. See, now they're together in one, so that's right. Then we're gonna take this and move it below the. Oh boy. Okay. So now it's kind of stuck here. Okay, so I'm gonna go back because I don't want to add that. So let's add. We're gonna add another container here. Let's add it right underneath here, and then we're gonna take this animation, take that, and move it here again. Okay, so that looks better. Finally. Okay, we don't want to select that. We want to select this whole block, and then we want to increase it. Increase the size, and we want to select this, and we want to center it. So it's like, see the option there, and it selects everything. Okay, so let's add more space here because it looks like they're tied too close together. So we're gonna add more space. So this is, guys, if you want to add your integration, like a get response integration. Okay, so we're gonna do that. So this is gonna be our field for the name, and then let's do one more for the email, and then we're gonna add a bit more space here. Okay, now don't put anything here, so don't say enter your name here. Don't do that. It's gonna be deleted once you save and refresh the page. So what you want to do instead is you want to select this block, go into configure, and then enter it here. So let's say this is going to be our name field. We'll say name, and then we'll say enter your name here, ... And then you want to say add validation rules. We want to validate that there is going to be some text in there, and the input cannot be empty. Now we'll say next, and it's going to write it there. Now we want to do the same thing here, except this one's going to be email. Email, we want to say enter your email here, ... We want to add validation rules, and we want to make this email input cannot be empty. We'll click update. And now we want to change the color a bit of this. So I probably should have done that before I copied it, but we're going to select it. We're going to go background. Let's make it normal white. Let's make this normal white as well. And then don't worry, we will add borders around it so you can actually see it. So we're going to go to border here, and we're going to say we want this border with a width of 1 pixel and with a color of black. And then there you go. Okay. So it looks okay. It looks pretty basic, but we were able to get it to work. And we're going to do the same thing here, 1 pixel, and we'll make it black. Okay, so there you go. We have all this working. So let's move down a little bit. Okay, so something like this. We still have to add an image, and maybe we'll add some testimonials here. So let me quickly actually delete this. We don't need that. We can add this feature, but to save time, we'll cut that. Ready to get started. We don't need that. Okay, let's add, maybe we'll add the testimonials, and then that should be good to go. And then we can probably delete this whole thing. Okay, so we'll just have testimonials, and then we can maybe add a block, or yeah, we can add a block. Let's add an empty block here for, there you go. For the kind of, you know, where it says copyright and terms of use and all that stuff, right? So we can add that here, and we can say it's not writing anything. Let's try it again. Copyright 2020 at, right, however they do it, ultimate diabetes cure. And then you can add, you know, you can say terms of use, and you could say disclaimer and privacy policy. Okay, so something like that. We can center that, and we are pretty much good to go here. We still have to make a thank you page, and we have to edit that. So let's add a little bit more space here. It looks a bit squished. Add a bit more space like that, and then we need a bit more space at the bottom as well. So we're gonna actually select this section and add a little more space there like that. Okay, so we've got that done, right? Oh, and by the way, if you want to actually link these, you just select them. Like you select this, right, this word, and then you link, and then you add your URL there. We're not going to do it. This is just an example. So for this, by the way, if you want to integrate it, what you're going to want to do is you're going to go into My Integrations. I have Get Response integrated. Let's imagine you don't. You click on Add, you click on Integration Type, for example, Get Response, and then you enter the API key. So the API key, when you go into your Get Response account or your whatever account you're using, just find your API key. So in Get Response, you go to on the top left, it's going to say API and Integrations. You click on that, and then you click on the API tab. You add the tab here, and it's going to be integrated. And then what you're going to want to do is when you select this container with everything in there, you'll click on Configure, and you will select your integration. Now, it does bug out. It doesn't show up here. Okay, the integration doesn't show up, but what you would do is you would just select that, and then you select your list. Okay, and then you select the thank you page redirect where you want to take people to. So we're going to select our thank you page. Right now we don't have it. We just have our simple landing page. That's what it's called right here, but we will create our thank you page, and that's where we're going to add it here. Now this is if you have an integration with a third-party autoresponder like GetResponse, Aweber, MailChimp. In our case, I'll show you how to do it all inside of Groove Pages using Groove Mail. Okay, so we won't really need that, but now you know how to do it. So one more thing, let's add a background picture here, right? So we're gonna select this entire section. We'll click background, and we're gonna choose image, and let's add an image here. So let's go to free stock photos, and let's type in keto diet and see if anything comes up. Okay, so we have a bunch of cool options here. So we want to make it look something similar to this, right? So we probably will have to go into Photoshop or Canva and make the image kind of show up on the right-hand side, because over here, everything's kind of smack dab in the middle. But for illustration purposes, let's just select something. Well, what if we type vegetables? So here we have things, show up at the top as opposed to the right-hand side, which is okay. But let's go ahead and do that. Let's just select something. And now it's uploading, so give it a second. It's going to upload to our files, and then we're going to select it from all of our images. Okay, so now it's finally here. So you're going to select that. You can fix the aspect ratio, make it whatever you want to. We'll just click, this is probably a bit too big. Maybe make it 2000 by 1330, whatever, and then we'll click select. And now it's going to show up here. Now, makes it a bit hard to see, right? So I like it, but at the top here, it's hard to see. What you can do is you can also add a color. So if you go here, you can add white, and then you can change the opacity. So you can make it like that, and that makes it a bit easier to see, okay? So something like this, that looks okay, right? Let's save our page, okay? And we're gonna keep going. So let's go ahead and, you can probably leave these as are, but let's just do something. Let's do at least one. Let's say, I had trouble with diabetes for the past 3 years and no solution ever worked for me, but I tried, the ultimate diabetes cure, and it finally worked its magic on me, and I felt the changes. Okay, so let's just say something like that. You can go in here, change the name. That doesn't look like a John. That looks like a Jane Doe. We can leave Miami, Florida. And then you would do the same thing for these testimonials, right, or whatever you have. So you're pretty much good here with the landing page. Let's suppose this is our landing page. We will still have to add a form, okay? So we still have to go into Groove Mail and add a form here, because this form will only work if you are integrating it with something. This will not work if you have it with if you're using Groove Mail. This form will not work, so we will have to kind of redo it. But okay, so it is saved. So now let's quickly create a thank you page. Okay, so we're gonna head over into funnels, because we want a funnel. If you want to have kind of like a navigation menu at the top with different options, you would use pages. In our case, we want to use a funnel because we want to take people from landing page to thank you page to sales page and so on. So we're gonna go into funnels here. We'll click add, and we can add a blank funnel, and it's called funnel 1 now. Let's go back. Yeah, so now we've created this funnel called funnel 1, but we have to click on it, and now we have to add the actual page. Okay, so we can use a page template. We can go in here. Again, some of them are you have to pay for, but we could just create something from scratch. Yeah, so let's just create a blank one, and we're just going to add some basic stuff here. So now we have it here, page 1, but first, before we do that, let's go into funnels. Let's select here. Let's go edit settings, and let's just change this a bit so it's not page 1. Let's say thank you page URL. Let's say thank-u. This is like the meta description for SEO. Like if you want to add the title, doesn't really matter here. And then this is where we'll be adding the code. Okay, so don't forget this. We will be using it a bit later on. But that looks good. So now it's called thank you page. And now we're on our thank you page. Okay, so we have to build out the page again. However, one more thing, if we go to funnels, let's change that. We don't want it to say funnel 1. So we're going to close out of that. And we're going to instead edit this. Now we're going to change it. I mean, we can name it funnel 1, but we could also name it, you know, this is the diabetes freedom funnel or something. And so let's click next. Okay, and so that's our funnel. So let's click on that. This is our thank you page. So let's quickly design our thank you page. Not gonna spend too much time here. So yeah, let's add a container. Let's we could add a designated block. Let's see if there's something like a thank you option here. Not quite seeing it. Content maybe, yeah. Okay, so we'll just quickly do it here. We're not gonna add too much, like I said. So we'll just add something pretty simple, guys, because as you see, you know, this isn't beta. It is pretty frustrating working with this sometimes. So we'll just drag this heading here and we'll just say like, thank you for signing up. And just do something like that. So here's our headline and we'll say, thanks for signing up, right? And then we'll say, and then it kind of automatically creates another container for you, as you can see here. So we have here container 1, see how it's selected, and then we have a different container, and then we have one in the middle. We're gonna say, check your email to get the video. We could say in the meantime, or we could say, I mean, we could even just send them a link to the video right here, right? So we could say, or see the video by clicking the button below. Okay, and then we're gonna add a button here. So let's see if we can select everything here. Oh, sorry, I was confusing it. That's what I was looking for, not the other one. My bad. I was looking for this one. Yeah, that's fine. So thanks for signing up. Check your email. So yeah, I mean, we could spend, you know, forever here just optimizing it. The only thing I will do though is let me just not bold it because it looks weird just having everything bolded. It looks really weird. So we'll just leave it at that. But again, you can spend your time and do a bunch of other stuff here. Let's see that. That looks a bit weird. Okay, so we're gonna drag this red one. We gotta drag the red one down so it doesn't look up top. Okay, so that looks okay. Let's add another container here and we're gonna add a button here. Okay, and on the button, we're gonna take people to our affiliate link. So we've added the container. Let's go and find a button. So here we have solid button. We can add a button with like a little icon. We can do that too, which is kind of what I like actually. But it doesn't matter what you pick. So if you delete that, you go back into elements, scroll down. Yeah, I think they added a bit too many options here, like headline 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like they could have just done, you know, text, and then you could change it up yourself. But yeah, it seems a bit overcomplicated, to be honest. So we can add a little button that looks like this. We can change the text. So if we go to configure, we can say, yes, send me, or yes, show me the video. Okay, and then we can add an emoji or like an icon on the right hand side, and the emoji size or the icon size, let's make it base size. Like it shouldn't be overly large, and let's add maybe something like this, like a little arrow. Okay, and then we'll click update, and now it should update, and looks okay. Not ideal, but looks okay. And then let's select this, and again we're gonna go into layout, and we're gonna center that. And then we're gonna increase a bit more space here, and we want to also select the text. So let's see if that. Let's go into text. Okay, so the text doesn't seem to be centering here. Let's see if we can. Yeah, so that looks a bit off. Let's see if we can. Yeah, so it's not letting us. In fact, it's not letting us really click anywhere. Here we go. Let's try again. We should be able to adjust the text, but it looks like it's not letting us here for some reason. Not with the emoji. If we add a regular button, though, I do remember I was able to easily add it. So if we add just like a regular button, let's not add it. Let's add it. Why is it doing this? It's not letting us add it there. Like if I drag it there like that. If I add this, if you drag that and you center that, go into, yeah, this one might have to drag. Okay, so same thing. So we're not, looks like we're not able to center. Oh, there, we can center that one. Let's see if we can do the same thing here. Yeah, this one looks centered. That's weird. See what I mean? So it's a bit buggy oftentimes. So we're selecting this button, but it doesn't let us center it. Let's try if we do this. I'm just really trying to center that and it's not working. Okay, well, that's okay. We'll leave it. Like I said, you know, there's quite a few issues here. It's not ready to be sent out, to be used really, but that's okay. So let's see if we can make the button similar color. Is there a different button we can make? Well, let's take a look and see what the other button color was. Was it the same one? Okay, so yeah, so I don't really like this button color. Let's go and configure and actually change it too. Send me the video now. Let's just quickly change the button color. And I'm just showing you how to use it here. So maybe do it bluish. Okay, so something like that looks okay. Actually, I think a red would fit because everything here is red. So maybe let's do red. Maybe like a raspberry red or something, maybe pinkish. And then if you want to pick the actual color, you just go here. And it looks a bit too red. Okay, so let's just leave it at that. We're gonna copy this. Looks like we can't even copy that or here. Oops, sorry. Let's copy that. And let's go back into our thank you page. Let's go here, go into background. Select here, and we're gonna paste it here. Paste, click the little check mark. And again, one more try. Let me see if we can make the style that, or the text. Nah, yeah, it's not letting us, unfortunately. All right, well, we'll just have to keep it at that. Yes, show me the video. We should be able to at least increase the size of the text. Yeah, so that works, but this does not. And that's okay, just another one of their bugs. I have quite a lot of them. Like I said, I don't think this is ready at all. I would not use it, but you know, some of you guys that are saying, well, but it's free, you know, that's okay. You can use that. And that looks good. I think we got everything in place. Okay, so someone signs up, they will land on the thank you page. So ideally we actually have the same image here, but that's okay. And when someone clicks this button, okay, so when they click the button, we have to take them to, we have to take them to the page, right, to the URL. So we're gonna click URL and we're gonna copy our affiliate link. Did we save it anywhere? Not yet. This was Diabetes Freedom. We're gonna click promote. And did it close out of our username? It did. We're gonna do that. Let's go here and then we're gonna paste it here. Now, we are tracking using ClickMagick, okay? So we have to add a little something to this. So we're gonna add question mark TID equals, oops, TID equals click ID, and that will allow us to actually track sales. If you're not sure what this means, this is new to you, either see my other videos where I show you how to promote affiliate products on Facebook, Google, Microsoft, you name it, or see my ClickMagick playlist where I show you how to track. I will briefly go over tracking here in this video, but this is ClickBank and ClickMagick sales tracking. So I covered those videos, check those out. So I'll click update here, and this looks like it's good to go. I'm gonna try one more thing, guys. We're gonna click save here. Let me refresh this page and see if we can center the text, because this is really bothering me, but if we can't do anything else, we will just leave it. So let's go back to our thank you page. I'm gonna select it here, select text, yeah. No, unfortunately not. Okay, that's okay. So whenever there's this icon, it doesn't let it be centered for some reason. So you have to use a regular button. So yeah, we'll click save. Now what we're gonna do is let's quickly set up tracking. Okay, so we've created the thank you and the landing page. Let's quickly set up tracking, and then we have to create the form for the email autoresponder, right? So that we can create the sequence. And we should be pretty much done after that. So we're pretty much good here. You know, this is our simple landing page. So for ClickMagick, I use ClickMagick to track. Again, if you've been following me, you know how important it is to know, if you're using especially Google and Microsoft, to know which keywords convert, which ads convert, which demographics convert. Incredibly important. So if you're new to ClickMagick, you might see options here, you know, 1, 2, 3. You might say steps 1, 2, 3. we're going to be doing those steps. It's the same thing here. So step 1 is to add the code. So we're going to click on website code here. If you want to try ClickMagick, I offer a free 30-day trial. I've been using them for 4 years, never been disappointed. You can try them out at go.ivanmana.com/ClickMagick. So try them out. But we're going to be adding this code here. So we're going to copy this code to clipboard. Let's go back here. And then what we're going to do for this page is we're going to select pages. We're going to select the simple landing page. This is our landing page. We'll click edit settings. We're going to scroll down here and we're going to add this ClickMagick pixel here. We're going to delete, okay? And we're going to click that little check mark, okay? And now we have the code on this landing page, but we also want to add a code on the thank you page because we want to be able to track how many people signed up. So we're going to click on conversion tracking code. We'll click action. We'll click copy. Go back here, go into funnels this time. We're going to select this funnel and then we're going to select this page in the funnel. We'll click on edit settings and we're going to go here and add it in here as well. And we're going to click save. And let's quickly publish this page and see what it looks like. So when you're first publishing, you're going to click on this little arrow here and then you can select your subdomain. So in my case, I made it laser focus. You can go in here and you can change it to say resolve fam. And let's suppose this is my new subdomain. So now it's going to say resolvefam.groovepages.com. Okay, and then what do you want it to be? Let's just say diabetes. Diabetes, okay? And then that's how it's going to work. You can publish it using your own domain. So you can buy a domain, you can point the name service to it. I have multiple videos on how to do it with other products. If you want me to make a video showing you how to use your own custom domain, let me know in the comments. If there's enough demand, I will do a separate video on that. But you can use your own domain. It's not necessary for the purpose of this video and for you to be able to promote. You should be able to promote fine without it. So we'll click publish. Yeah, so we should have the option to actually click on that URL once it's ready. And we have to click on that option, actually, host your site with us. Okay, so now it's ready. So you have to click on host your site with us. Okay, my apologies. And now if you click here, here's our landing page, okay? Here are our testimonials, and then over here, you know, the site was built with GrooveFunnels is kind of blocking that, which again, another bug, which means we just have to add a bit more space at the bottom, okay? So we'll just have to, over here, we have to add more space to make it work. So let's just quickly do it right now. So I'm just showing you all these kind of workarounds as we do this. So maybe something like that should be enough. I'm just showing you kind of all these workarounds as we do it, because like I said, it is quite a bit buggy. So we're going to publish it again. Sometimes it takes a few minutes. I can confirm. Sometimes it's not ready right away, but let's see if we can refresh the page. And there you go. Okay, so now it looks okay. We added a bit more space there. So we can test this. Now did we integrate this? Let's go to configure. No, we didn't. So if we select an integration, yeah, so if you do an integration, if you do use this, you're going to select your list and then you're going to say page, right? Redirect to, and then we want to take them to our thank you page. And then we'll select update. And let's actually test this whole thing right now so far. So I know you guys want to use GrooveMail and I'll show you that soon, but let's go ahead and quickly test this. So let's save and publish. And then what I'm going to do here is let's use our ClickMagick link, right? So this is our link. So we're going to go ahead and copy link address. Let's go into ClickMagick and let's go into URL builder. Now we want to build out a URL here. Let's suppose we want to promote on Google. So we're going to say Google for the UTM source. Let's suppose we want to promote on display ads, and the campaign name is Diabetes Freedom, for example. The first 3 are necessary, the second 2 are optional. I'm going to leave them blank because this is an example. Again, if you're lost, you're not sure what to do, I have videos covering this in very, very thorough detail. So we're just going to copy this URL and let's paste it here. And so here it is. Okay, everything looks good. Now let's try to enter our name. And let's see if we enter just Ivan, right? It says you need a valid email address, okay? And then over here, if we don't enter anything in, you do have to enter something. So this is because, if you recall, we added these, right, add validation rules, okay? So we added that, that's why it's kind of important. So let's just do a test. We'll say Ivan at ivan.com, and we'll click send me the video. It says subscribing, and then it says subscribed, and then we're gonna click show me the video, and we should be taken to this page. I'm gonna use a tool called redirect path to check and make sure that everything is working correctly. And as you can see here, we have this TID equals CMC, which means the ticket number was generated, and once we make a sale, we will see that in ClickMagick, okay? So we know it's working correctly, but let's go back here, let's go to dashboard and make sure it's working, and then boom, under Groove Pages, we see 1 visitor and 1 action, right? Because somebody subscribed, So that's why we see an action. And then when somebody makes the purchase, we're gonna see a sale if you set up the sales tracking. Okay, so check that video out where I show you how to set up ClickMagick and ClickBank, because you do need that in order to see sales. Okay, so do that first, but then once you do that, you will see everything here. And that's pretty much it for this part. So we have everything in place. Let's go ahead and create our mail sequence inside of Groove Mail and GrooveFunnels. Just so you guys know that you want the 100% free option, this is it. But I wouldn't really suggest it. In fact, I wouldn't even suggest integrating it, because sometimes the emails get delivered, sometimes not. I tried it firsthand. Sometimes contacts get added, sometimes they don't. Don't ask me, I don't know. It's in beta. So let's go ahead and click here, and let's go to Groove Mail, and let me just show you what to do if you want to use your own your Groove Mail form. So again, we're gonna click on Groove Mail in case you missed it. I was kind of fast. You're gonna click on Groove Mail, okay, and then over here, let's go back. You're gonna see all these options here. So we're gonna have to create a form so that it integrates with Groove Pages. We're gonna have to create a campaign, and I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and a sequence. Okay, we have to create a sequence. So the first thing we're gonna do is let's go to Leads. We're gonna click on Lists, and we have to create a list, right? Where do you want to put people to? We have to create a bucket. So we're gonna click on Create List, and let's suppose this list name is gonna be diabetes. This is diabetes freedom, right? So we can say people that signed up to our diabetes landing page or something, right? You have to add these. Unfortunately, you can't skip it. Both of them are required to proceed. Okay, so we created a list. That is awesome. Simple as that. Let's go into campaigns. Let's not create a sequence yet. Let's create a form first. Okay, so we have to create a form. Like I said, you must create a form. If you want to use Groove Mail, you have to create a form in order to be able to send your contacts through this form, because otherwise it's not going to work. So I already created a form here. Let's click on New Form, and let's name the form, and let's say, you know, this is the diabetes freedom form, and then we'll check this and make sure it's all working. And this is where we customize our form. Now, there's not a lot of customization options available, which is why I'm not a super big fan of this. This is what your form is going to look like, exactly like this. It's going to have names here at the top and over here, but you can't change the button. It will always say submit. You can't change what it says here. You can't change how it looks. It's going to stay like this. And then this also bugs out. Sometimes you can click on here and you can change kind of the identifier, but then for other options you can't. So like over here, I cannot change this. If I want to change this email field, I can't change it. Suppose I wanted this to be the last name, I can't. So what you have to do instead is you have to, let's just delete both of them, and we can't even delete this one. But let's add a new field. We're gonna select a first name field. You can't add a custom field, but that kind of causes issues because then it's not really verified. Like you can't verify an email if you select it. You can only verify text input. So if you want something other than these options, you would create a custom field. Otherwise, just use the existing field. Okay, so let's suppose we want to add the first name field, so it checks and collects somebody's first name. We'll click save, and now we see the first name here. And let's drag this down, and let's see if we can delete that. Okay, there you go. So we deleted that email. Let's do it again so we can actually edit it. And then we'll click email. Okay, so for this first name, yeah, that looks fine. Email looks fine as well. So we selected email, so that's all there is to it. I'm not gonna bother kind of trying to edit it or to show you how. But it's a bit of a pain. So we're gonna collect the first name, the email. This is exactly what our form is gonna look like, almost exactly. Okay, there's gonna be a small difference. But now we're ready to click on save and next. And here we have the option whether we want to send people to a single opt-in or a double opt-in. So with a double opt-in, people have to, once they receive an email from you, the email is gonna say, hey, please confirm your subscription. And once they confirm it, then they're gonna be added to our list. And then you can send them to a confirmation page, or you can send them a confirmation email saying, hey, we need you to confirm your subscription, and then here's the link, right? It's going to be right here, opt-in confirmation link, and they have to click it. It's going to be a button. We're going to go with single opt-in. That's totally fine, but we do need a success page. So we need to say where we want to take people to, right? So we want to take people to our thank you page. So we're going to open this in a new tab, and we have to take the URL of our thank you page. So we're going to go to Groove Pages. We're going to go over here to Diabetes Freedom. We're going to edit this, and we want the URL of our specifically thank you page. So we're going to find our thank you page. And then for the thank you page, we're going to go into funnels. We're going to select the funnel. And then if you recall, we set our thank you page URL to have the thank you at the end. So if we go back to our landing page, if we just type in thank-you at the end, that's going to take us to this page. So what we want to do is just copy that link, go back to Groove Mail, And now we want to delete that, and we want to add this URL here. Okay, so we want to take people to, once they submit our form, we want to take them to this thank you page. Okay, so we're going to do that. Let's remove some of these. There's just too many of these open. I can maybe delete this one. So now we can just go ahead and click save and next. Page is required. Okay, we just entered it. Let's try again. Okay, why is it saying success page URL field is required? Okay, let's go ahead and refresh this. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, oftentimes it's pretty buggy. So we had the first name, the email. Let's click next. We have to enter the success. We're going to delete that. I'm going to paste this here. Okay, so now it worked. Like I said, guys, really frustrating. And now we do have to add a welcome email. So this sequence, like I said, doesn't work oftentimes. So we do have to add a welcome email to at least give people what we promised them, right? At least let's give people what we promised them. So you're going to be sending an email from your email that you have in your GrooveFunnels account. You cannot change it right now. So whatever email you have in your GrooveFunnels account, you can change that email, but you only have that one option, just that one email that you used to log in. This is going to be your sender name, which is the name that appears on your GrooveFunnels account again. So it's going to say your full name. For the subject line, this is where you're going to add and tell people what you want them to see. So in this case, thanks for signing up. Here is your free video. So we can say, here's your free diabetes video. Okay, and then maybe we can add, so what I like to do is if we go to, let's see if this works actually, I haven't tried it. If we go to Emojipedia and add like a little smile or something, we can click here, we can copy that. And then if we go to back here, let's see if we can paste it. Yeah, so I did Control V on Windows, or you can just, paste it, and it added that little smiley face. Preview text, that's just the preview text that shows up when you're about to click on an email. You see the headline and then you see the preview, right? So, I mean, really, we can just copy that. So I just did Control C. We can copy it. Here's your diagram. So click here to see it, maybe something like that. And then over here is where we're going to actually add the text. Now, these variables, you cannot use them here yet. You can only use them in the text. So if you click, for example, first name, you can only use it here. It doesn't work if you have it in the subject. But we did get someone's first name. So let's go ahead and say, hey, first name, right? And then that first name is going to be replaced with the actual name. Hey, first name, glad to have you on board. Click here to watch the free video I promised, okay? And then what we can do is let's go back and grab our affiliate link. So we have GrooveFunnels open. Let's click here and let's just grab this URL. Oops, that disappeared. Let's go to configure. We're just gonna go ahead and copy this affiliate link because we know that's our link. Let's go back here, and then what we're gonna do is let's select that, and we're gonna add a link. So we're gonna delete that and just paste our link here. Okay, so that looks right. We're gonna click save, and then one more thing we could do is maybe add like a little arrow. Click here to watch the free video I promised. I have been struggling with diabetes, right? Whatever this guy's story is, you want to kind of tell it. Or you can say, I have been struggling, or you can say, I've been struggling, and then I followed this guy's videos, right? So let's say I have been struggling with diabetes, and then I came across whatever this guy's name is. Doesn't look like it has a name here. Okay, so we'll just say, then I came across the Diabetes Freedom Program, and it really helped me out. I don't know really details about diabetes, so I really can't say more here, but I'm just giving you an example of what you would be writing. So I've been struggling with diabetes. Let's say over the next few days, I'll be sending you more golden nuggets filled with valuable content. So make sure to whitelist this email. Let's say Yvonne at yvonnemeta.com, so you can receive these emails from me. In the next email, I want to show you how to, I want to show you the 3 foods you can eat now to help you get rid of diabetes. I don't know if that's right. Get rid of diabetes. To help you improve your diabetes condition. So stay tuned and talk soon. Let's say. So see what I'm doing here. Oops, and it automatically did that. We don't want that. Nope. Okay, so we don't want it to automatically kind of add a space, and it does anyway. That's unfortunate. We don't want that. Okay, so we'll just have to leave it at that. So a few things I'm doing here. One is I'm kind of slowly introducing myself. You definitely want to tell people who you are. If you signed up to my, free guide at ivanmana.com and you get my free guide, you get the same introduction. I tell you a little bit about who I am. You're promising people, you're telling them what you're going to deliver so they have something to look forward to. You're telling them to whitelist the email. And of course, you're giving them what you promised, which is the video. Maybe you can add the video one more time. So maybe we can go ahead and copy that. And we can just say right over here, once again, here is the free video you requested. And then we just paste that here. And that way we just have it here twice. We're going to scroll down here a little bit. And then one thing I like to do is I like to select that, and I like to add a little background, so like a little yellow background. Unfortunately, we can't add the little line because it automatically kind of makes it into bullet points. But this is basically what we're going to do. And if we scroll up here, it says, hey, first name, right? And this is going to be our email. Now, this email does deliver. So I tried it and this works just fine, but we'll click save and next. Now, we can't add them to a list, right? So when they sign up, we want to, of course, add them to a list. So we're going to select our list, Diabetes Freedom, and we'll click add, and it's going to be added here. Now, once we create sequences, you want to be able to add them to certain sequences as well. I will show you how to do that shortly, but this isn't required because we are going to create an automation. So we're going to say, hey, once someone subscribes to the list, automatically send them these emails, okay? So we should be fine without it. So we can just click on save and next. And that is it. Okay, so now we have to grab this code. Let's copy it and let's go back to our GrooveFunnels and let's close out of stuff. We got too many windows open. Affiliate resources we can probably close. And we want to add this on the landing page, right? Okay. So this part here we don't need, right? This was just an example. So what I'm going to do is let me maybe drag this down here. Okay. And over here, we're going to add the container. So we're going to go into elements, and what you have to do is scroll down and look for code embed. So we're going to take the code embed, we're going to add it here. Then we're going to wait for that little animation. We're going to click on the code embed. We're going to click on the little gear icon here, and we're going to paste the code that we just copied, and we'll click save. And now we're going to give it a second, and it should load our form. And our form is going to look like this. And this is what our form is going to look like. So it's going to say first name, with no space in between, which is pretty frustrating. And then it's going to say first name, email, email. You cannot customize this. Guys, big pain in the ass, okay? I'm just going to lay it out there. Huge pain in the ass. Even if you use the autoresponder integration, it's pretty unreliable. So like I said, if you want something that works for sure 99.9% of the time, check out my videos on get response and on bounds and how to use either of the two or both at the same time. But for the time being, let's just check this out. So we'll click save, we'll click publish, and we'll publish this. And this is what our form should look like. And we should be pretty much good to go. Okay, so once you sign up, so let's open this page again. Nope. Okay, so it's not saved yet, so give it a second. Like it says here, usually go live within a few minutes. So let's publish again, give it a few moments. In the meantime, let's save and exit, and we should have our form here. Okay, so Diabetes Freedom form. Let me quickly show you how to add broadcasts and sequences if you want. So broadcast is pretty simple. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but what you're going to do is click on broadcasts, click on new campaign, and you're going to add kind of a broadcast is just an email, like a standalone email that you send to all your subscribers. So you're going to enter the name, you're going to select your account, you're going to select what list you want to take them to, you're going to write the actual message, you're going to select when you want to deliver it, and then that's it. Okay, it's gonna go. So let's go back. We don't want to do that, but I will show you briefly how to do a sequence, because if you've been following all my videos, we always do autoresponder sequences. So you're going to click on new sequence. You're going to go over here and add a name. So let's say Diabetes Freedom sequence. People who sign up to our list. We'll click create. And this kind of works like in get response automation workflow. So you have to use this if you want to add people to a sequence and send them an autoresponder. You don't really have a choice. What we have to do here is select a trigger. So when do you want to send people these emails? Well, when they are added to your list, right? So we're going to click on add trigger, and you can select from any one of these. So do you want to send emails when someone subscribes to your list or when someone signs up to your form, right? Either way is fine. Doesn't matter which one you do. I like to go with this one, lead subscribes to list. So as soon as they get subscribed to the list, which they should, because we indicated that when we created our form, we should now be start to sending them emails. So let's click done here. And as you can see here, it's going to have a little 1 here, meaning when someone's added to this one list, something will happen. So we haven't set that yet, but we have 0 for tags and forms because we don't need to, right? And we're going to say we want to send an email. So when someone gets added to a list, we want to send an email. Don't click this option here. It's going to freeze. It's going to be spinning forever. You have to refresh the page, start all over again. Don't click that. Instead, over here, let's write out our basic email, right? So it's going to say broadcast, but it's not a broadcast. It's an email in an autoresponder sequence. So we'll say diabetes, maybe diabetes freedom, day 1. So we're actually already sending people a welcome email. So what we probably want to do is wait a day, right? So we don't want to send them an email right away because then they're going to get 2 emails. Instead, we want to have a time delay. So what I'm actually going to do here really quickly is let's remove this. Let's drag it a little bit down and let's add a time delay. Don't want that. Okay, so we're going to deselect it. We're going to add the time delay here. And we want to add a delay of, let's say, 1 day, right, as we usually do. And then we want to add the email. So we're going to go over here. You can click on edit. It's going to take you here. So delay. So we want to wait, let's say, 1 day. Regardless of what day it is, and then, so we're going to activate this, and then we're going to send an email, okay? So when someone gets added to the list, we're going to wait a day, and then we're going to send an email. Again, don't click here, instead click here on edit, and here we're going to go back and we're going to edit this page. So for the subject, let's say, if you recall, in the welcome email, we said, hey, in the next email, we're going to send you, what did we say? The 3 foods to eat to help your diabetes, right? So for the subject, maybe we can say, do you know what 3 foods you should be eating, or something like that. For the preview, we can leave it blank, doesn't matter. So for the text, again, we can maybe say first name, comma, right, like Billy, comma, you know, in the previous email, I promised to send you the 3 foods you should eat to help you improve your diabetes condition, or something, okay? Here they are, okay? And then you're gonna list them out, whatever, and so on and so on and so forth and so forth. And again, it does that, so we can't do that. So we'll just say Ivan Mana. So you're gonna fill this whole thing out, fill in the autoresponder, right? I'm not gonna go in and do the research to find the 3 foods now for the purpose of this video, but you should know how to do this. Deliver what you promised them. So again, in the welcome email, we said, hey, here's your free video. In the next email, I'm gonna send you the 3 foods to alleviate your diabetes, and then actually do it here, okay? You can send them a link again by clicking this. I don't know why it's so grayed out, but if you click here, you can send them to a link to like a website that you built, or yeah, maybe like another page of your site would be awesome. Or just list everything out here, okay? And we'll click status active, and now it's ready, okay? And then this is basically how the autoresponder sequence will work here. So it's a bit tedious. You have to keep adding these time delays. So you're gonna add another time delay here, drag it right here, and then you're gonna, you're gonna wait another day, and then you're gonna send them email day 2, day 3, day 4, and so on. But this is how you use it. You can also switch views, and if you prefer to go from left to right as opposed to from top to bottom, you just switch the view here. And then it looks like this doesn't even work. Yeah, so it looks like this is, yeah, so this doesn't even work. It still takes you to the same page. Yeah, so when they fix it, that's when you'll be able to go from left to right as opposed to from top to bottom. Okay, so you'll click save. Now, the cool thing about the forms here, when you go to forms, is when you obviously edit the form, you already have the code on the page, right? So you don't have to go into your landing page and fix the form. So if you want to change anything, click on edit and you'll be able to change it. But let's go ahead and check our site now. It should definitely be up with the new code. Not yet. Okay, so it must be the cookies. So it must be the cookies that are not letting us proceed. So what we're going to do is let's copy link address and let's open this in a new tab. Click new private window. We want to use incognito so we don't have any cookies saved or anything like that. And let's paste and go. And give it a second to load. This form should load. There you go. Okay, so now it's working. And this is what our form is going to look like. So the other one didn't work just because of cookies, I guess, and it took a while. Even though usually that doesn't happen, for some reason now it did. And in fact, if we click on this page again, let's see if it loads now. No, still doesn't. Okay, so weird. Usually it takes longer, but regardless, this is what it's going to look like now. As you can see, here it says first name with no space in between. It says email, and then it repeats itself. You cannot change it unless you maybe use custom code, and you go into the code, you hire a developer to actually change it for you. You can't change what the button says unless, again, you go into the code and you fix it up yourself. But it's probably not the best solution for me. I would probably, I'll be happy paying 20 or $100 a month so I can actually get something to work as opposed to using something like this. But that's on you. It is free, like I said. So Sometimes it does bug out where if you enter an email, you click next, it says error, okay? This does happen sometimes. You just have to hit refresh a few times and keep trying, and it's gonna work. So if we try it again, Ivan at ivanmana.com. Yeah, so sometimes it hits error. You know, this is fine. Like I said, you know, I've experienced it. It does happen. I don't know why, but let's try it one more time. Okay, so now it worked. So as you see, you know, it gets pretty buggy. You have to refresh several times. So definitely not a good experience for your clients, guys. So let's close out of that page. And one more thing, let me just quickly show you. If you go back into your leads now, so if you go to leads, you go to lists, we should see, you know, 2 active contacts that we added. So if you go here and you, actually, let's see, go to leads here, you should see the 2 emails that we added, right? And then if you scroll to the right, this is like a scrolling bar. You can delete them, you can view them. So you can view any specific contact and kind of see what they have. But if you just have like a basic landing page and thank you page, not super necessary. And that is pretty much it, guys. This is how you use ClickBank with GrooveFunnels. I hope this was helpful for you. Like I said, I don't think this is ready. I would not suggest it. I wouldn't go with this option. Even if it is free, it's just so buggy and so frustrating to work with, as you hopefully had a chance to see. I believe they're trying to be like ClickFunnels, which is a jack of all trades, master of none. So they're taking on too many things at once, and they're not spending a good enough portion of time on any specific thing. If you look at Unbounce, for example, it is a dedicated landing page builder, which is why it's so good. They only focus on making landing pages, maybe thank you pages, but that's the only thing they focus on, and they're doing an incredible job at it. So when you see these things that just do absolutely everything for you, just be a little bit skeptical, because you can't just be excellent at absolutely everything. There will be issues, as you saw in this video. But if you do want to see how to promote ClickBank products using, using software that does work 100%, it's not in beta, it's fully operational. Again, see my Get Response video where I show you from step A to Z, we build it out together, or on Bounce and Get Response. We build everything out. I'll put the links in the description. You're welcome to check it out. That being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video.